Hello everyone, my name is Anusha Vajola and I'm a product manager focusing on diagnostics and tuning in the observability and management team. Thank you for attending this session on new performance diagnostic features that we believe are essential knowledge for every DBA. Today's agenda includes a review of recommended methodology for database performance management, new features including AWR Explorer and AWR Report tailored for active data guard workloads in Enterprise Manager, enhancements in Performance Hub, specifically the introduction of two new tabs, SQL History and ADDM tab, a fresh perspective on ADDM Spotlight, featuring a new view called swim lanes. Let's begin with the recommended methodology for database performance management. The find, fix, and validate cycle, also known as diagnose, tune, and validate. Find, identify performance issues using tools like AWR, ADDM Spotlight, and Performance Hub. Fix by addressing these issues with SQL Tuning Advisor, SQL Profiles, and real-time SQL monitoring. SQL Tuning Advisor offers recommendations for tuning SQL, which can be invaluable in resolving bottlenecks. After implementing these fixes, it's essential to validate improvements. Tools like workload analysis, SQL Performance Analyzer, and database replay allow you to confirm that these tuning changes are effective. In this session, I'll walk you through our latest features in AWR and recent enhancements in ADDM Spotlight and Performance Hub. AWR Explorer. One of our new features, AWR Explorer, is directly based on customer demand. It addresses key challenges DBAs face, such as need to deep dive into performance data, identify outliers, and perform offline analysis on database performance. AWR Explorer provides a unified interface for comprehensive analysis, enabling DBAs to import a database for offline review and analyze its AWR data in depth. It allows DBAs to visualize trends and spot outliers easily without switching between multiple hourly AWR reports, streamlining the performance review process. AWR Explorer allows offline analysis of imported data and provides cross-database comparison, which is particularly useful for environments with multiple databases. Here's what it offers: in-depth analysis and visualization. AWR Explorer enables DBAs to conduct detailed analysis of AWR data, visualize performance trends, detect anomalies, and compare AWR data across different time periods and even across databases. Enhanced deep dive capabilities. With access to hundreds of performance statistics and weight events, AWR Explorer provides much deeper insights, helping to uncover hidden performance issues. And we have a detailed weight event statistics. DBAs can review specific weight events along with their histograms, gaining better insights into weight-related performance bottlenecks. In addition to these features, AWR Explorer generates various reports, including AWR Performance Hub and SQL reports, offering a comprehensive view for performance diagnostics. Let's deep dive into a demo to see these features in action and explore how they can help us troubleshoot a real-world performance issues. In this demo, I'll walk you through a scenario where a DBA receives a call from development team about a log file sync weight event issue. Our goal is to understand when and where the issue occurs and to use our tools to analyze and resolve it. Let's first look into identifying the issue. First, we'll confirm the time of the issue. I'll start by checking the Performance Hub to pinpoint the period with the reported log file sync weights. From the developer's input, we know the problem correlates with a high number of commits, so let's focus on that time frame. In the Performance Hub, I'll examine ADDM findings and ASH analytics. Let's have a detailed analysis with AWR Explorer. Typically, when analyzing log file sync issues, a DBA might create a single AWR report for a peak period to find the average wait time. However, a single number does not always capture the full picture. Here's where AWR Explorer shines. For example, to investigate wait event timings, we can use histogram charts in the weight event section of AWR Explorer. These histograms offer more detailed insights into weight events beyond just average wait times, helping us to better understand specific Oracle wait scenarios. AWR Explorer also lets us track specific metrics such as read-to generated per second or logical reads per transaction. Here, I'll create a custom metric called user transaction per second to visualize transaction trends over multiple AWR snapshots seamlessly without switching between the reports. We also have cross-database comparison, which is another powerful feature of AWR Explorer, is its ability to analyze imported AWR data. Here, for instance, we have imported data from Oracle 19c database using an AWR dump file. Notice the local database field shows no, indicating that this data is from a non-local database. This allows us to compare AWR data across different databases, making AWR Explorer invaluable for troubleshooting complex environments. With AWR Explorer, DBAs can conduct comprehensive analysis, identify trends, and pinpoint root causes effectively. Now let's move on to AWR support for Active Data Guard. This enhancement addresses some common challenges in managing performance data for read-only workloads on standby databases, making it much simpler and more efficient. Many mission-critical customers run read-only or reporting workloads on Active Data Guard or standby databases. This approach optimizes ideal resources and allows them to utilize the full data set available on standby servers, maximizing return on investment. Before Oracle 23 AI, managing AWR in ADG environments involved significant operational complexities. It required configuring bidirectional database links, SP files, manual intervention to switch AWR snapshots each time an ADG switchover occurred, adding considerable overhead. With Oracle Database 23 AI, we have simplified this process through a new implementation that automates configuration by leveraging the existing redo log channel. This eliminates the need for database links during failovers, and it's enabled by default for easy integration. To summarize, AWR support for Active Data Guard in Enterprise Manager streamlines performance management for ADG environments by automating AWR configuration and snapshot management using this new DB23 AI feature. Now let's move on to a demo to see this feature in action. In this demo, I'll connect to two databases side by side. On the left, we have primary database, and on the right, the physical standby database. On the database fleet page, you can clearly see each database's name and type, so we can easily identify which one is primary and which is standby. Let's connect to both the databases and verify their configuration and topology. This ensures that we are working with the current standby database for our primary. Let's examine workload running on each database using Performance Hub Analytics. Notice the distinct workloads. The standby database is running read-only queries while the primary database handles a read-write workload. To explore this further, we can see the SOE schema is active on the primary and the TPCH schema is on the standby. On the standby database, we observe only select statements, while the primary has a mix of insert, update, and select operations. Now let's generate AWR report for both the databases. Since each database has a unique snapshot configuration, you can see 60 minutes on the primary and 30 minutes on the standby. The snapshot IDs and times differ between them. By selecting snapshots for both the databases, we can generate separate AWR reports to analyze workload performance individually. In this report, you'll see primary database's role and the corresponding role of the standby database. In the AWR reports, we can compare the top SQL statements. Let's choose the snapshots for primary and standby databases respectively and generate the report. For the primary database, we see a combination of inserts, updates, and selects, whereas the standby database contains only select statements, reflecting its a read-only role. This demo showcases how AWR in Enterprise Manager supports distinct workload monitoring for both primary and standby databases in an active data guard environment, providing separate actionable insights tailored to each role. Let's now move on to the latest enhancements in Performance Hub, specifically the new SQL History and ADDM tabs, introduced to provide DBAs and developers with a comprehensive view of SQL performance and diagnostics. SQL History. Prior to Oracle Database 23 AI Free Edition, DBAs and developers could only track SQL statements that exceeded specific thresholds, such as those captured by SQL monitoring. That is 5+ seconds of CPU or IO time, or parallel queries, or the top resource consuming SQLs in AWR reports, typically the top 50 to 100 SQLs, which was a limitation to many customers. With SQL History, now available in 23 AI, this limitation has been addressed. SQL History tracks all recent SQL statements along with their execution details, giving DBAs the ability to review the recent history of all SQL statements issued across users, supporting detailed performance troubleshooting. And application developers, visibility into SQL statements issued in their session, improving SQL tracking within applications. With Enterprise Manager 24, SQL History is now integrated directly into Performance Hub under a new SQL History tab. This integration provides users seamless access to SQL History data, enabling more granular SQL performance analysis. SQL History key features include it tracks DDL, DML, and query statements along with any resulting error messages, offering advanced SQL tracking based on session memory capacity. Access is privileged based. DBAs can view all queries, while non-DBA users can see SQL History for sessions they own. SQL History reports can be filtered by various criteria such as session ID, username, module, and action, making it easy to isolate specific session or statements. Here is an example of SQL History active report where you can view and filter queries based on your login privileges. ADDM tab. Another enhancement is the ADDM tab integration within Performance Hub, providing a single interface for analyzing any chosen time window. In ADDM tab, you can quickly view findings and recommendations for a selected ADDM task, along with the details on snapshot IDs and times. To demonstrate, I'll show you the ADDM tab in Performance Hub. Let me navigate to Ash Analytics from Performance Hub just to see the workload and have an understanding of the workload. And I would like to have a 24 hours of time window of the overall workload. So I'm choosing 24 hours just to get a broader perspective of the entire ADDM findings and the recommendations. Here you can select any ADDM task to review findings, each highlighted for easy identification. Selecting a task displays all findings, their impacts, and corresponding recommendations, giving you a comprehensive view for actionable insights. If you choose one of the following findings, so once you click on the findings, here I'm choosing CPU usage. It shows the finding, the rationale of the finding. Below, it gives you the recommendations, again, with what is the action that needs to be taken and what is the estimated benefit. And next, I'm choosing top SQL statements to have a look at the SQL statements and if there are any recommendations specific to SQL statements. As we see here, there are few recommendations. If one wants to implement it, they can go ahead and implement it. Now that we've covered the latest in SQL History and ADDM tab improvements, let's shift our focus to another valuable enhancements that we have in ADDM Spotlight. ADDM Spotlight has gained a lot of interest from customers, and with the new updates, it's even more powerful in helping DBAs manage database performance proactively. I'll start with a quick overview of what ADDM Spotlight is. Then we'll move into a demonstration of exciting new capabilities. ADDM Spotlight has become a favorite tool for many customers, so we've introduced some key enhancements that I'll be demonstrating shortly. But first, for those less familiar, let me provide a quick overview of ADDM Spotlight and its foundation in ADDM. ADDM, which is Automatic Database Diagnostic Monitor, is a core feature of the self-managing Oracle database introduced in Oracle 10G. ADDM has been instrumental in helping DBAs diagnose and resolve performance issues by providing findings and recommendations based on Oracle's extensive performance expertise. ADDM findings and recommendations are generated hourly over AWR snapshots, helping to identify and address specific time-bound performance issues. However, implementing ADDM recommendations often involve cost, risk, or effort, requiring DBAs to carefully weigh the benefits of each suggestion. Introducing ADDM Spotlight to help DBAs more confidently apply these insights, we've introduced ADDM Spotlight, which aggregates findings and recommendations over days or weeks, providing a holistic view to identify overall benefit and the impact of each recommendation and frequency of occurrence. How often is this issue has occurred? This aggregation helps DBA assess both tactical and strategic value of ADDM insights, transforming ADDM's early findings into a broader and actionable trends. Benefits of ADDM Spotlight. With ADDM Spotlight, DBAs can gain confidence in implementing the changes. Even those with less expertise can rely on expert-guided recommendations to optimize database performance. Strategic insights, which elevate problem solving from tactical adjustment to long-term performance optimizations. ADDM Spotlight is available in Enterprise Manager and OCI Ops Insights and is a part of Diagnostic Pack. Now let's dive into a demo of these features in action. While early report highlights immediate issues and analyzing finding over business relevant periods offer deeper insights into overall performance. I'm going to choose 7 days to get a broader perspective of findings and recommendations. Visualization options include histogram view and swim lane view. Larger bubbles indicates higher impact issues, emphasizing persistent and impactful problems. Findings can be filtered by categories such as CPU, top SQL IO, and application, making it easier to focus on specific area. In this demo, I'm choosing CPU. Let's look at the recommendations. List solutions against the specific objects and provides insights into the impact and benefit of each recommendation. You can also see the other categories, the description and the frequency and the impact in the finding section. Let's go to a recommendation tab now. In the recommendation tabs, you have a normal view where you could see the SQL IDs, and you also have tag cloud view. The bigger the font, the higher the benefit and the impact for that particular SQL statement or the particular SQL ID. Each recommendation includes actions with rational and estimated benefits, allowing DBAs to apply changes for measurable performance improvements. SQL recommendations, a high priority area, include view SQL text to display and copy SQLs for further analysis, or you can run SQL Tuning Advisor to optimize SQL performance. ADDM Spotlight highlights key database initialization parameters that impact overall performance. Changes here can be significant, often require careful consideration and potential a DB restart. Filters for high-impact, non-default parameters are available to prioritize critical adjustment. With ADDM Spotlight enhancements, DBAs have an efficient, comprehensive view of performance recommendations, transforming data into a strategic roadmap for database optimization. In conclusion, AWR Explorer allows users to compare and analyze database performance AWR data by visualizing trends, metrics, wait events, and etc. EM supports AWR for ADG with the same performance diagnostics capabilities for both primary and standby databases, allowing users to generate AWR report for ADG with less complexities compared to the prior setup. SQL History provides visibility into the recently executed queries, enabling DBAs with advanced SQL tracking capability. With ADDM tab and SQL History tab, it helps customers to use Performance Hub with more and varied options to monitor the database performance. ADDM Spotlight provides strategic advice with overall impact of findings and recommendations. Thank you all for joining today's session. I hope the insights and demonstrations have given you a solid understanding of the latest Oracle Enterprise Manager Performance Diagnostics features. If you'd like to dive deeper, please explore the resources listed here for more information. We look forward to seeing how you apply these tools to optimize your database environments.